Hey guys, it's Joel and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Z4. But since I last had it on this channel, I have had a few issues to it. So in this video, I want to explain exactly what has happened to my Z4, so you guys are all in the loop. If you do follow me on Instagram, you may already know because I covered the whole thing on there. So don't miss out on the next thing something goes wrong with the Z4 and follow me on Instagram using the link below. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of today's video, I want to let you guys know about something else. Lots of you have been asking me for a while to do my own merch, and I haven't done that yet. However, the next best thing has happened because Car Culture Store, who are an online clothing store, sell anything from hoodies, t-shirts, etc. You name it, they've got it. They got in touch with me a little while back and hooked me up with this hoodie and a t-shirt, which I think I've probably shown you on the channel before. However, they said to me that they would love to give you guys a discount. So that is it for the whole of September. You guys can receive 10% off any Car Culture Store item on their website. So all of the details are below. There's a link to their website and also the coupon code you need for that 10% off. It's just for the whole of September. Here's a hoodie that I'm wearing right now. I love it. It's actually very good quality, and it's the sort of thing I would like to make for myself, for my own merch. So let me know what you think, and yeah, go get yourselves 10% off while you can. Now then, what has happened to my Z4? Well, look, I don't want to make this too long, and it won't be too long because it really isn't that much, but the long and short of it is that I've been having some issues with my coolant. Now, you may remember around 6 months or so back, I think I mentioned it, certainly on Instagram, but probably on YouTube, that I had to have my expansion tank replaced. The expansion tank is essentially the coolant holder. It's just a plastic tank that holds your coolant, which goes around the... It's the coolant. I don't do the mechanical stuff, but yeah, so I had to have that replaced because there was basically a hairline crack in the tank, and obviously then when you drive the car, the engine gets hot, the water gets hot, expands the tank, that hairline crack then starts letting out water as it expands. So that was obviously an issue, and it got to the point where I was sort of filling my coolant up maybe every week or two because obviously it was leaking slowly every time I drove it. So that happened. I got the expansion tank replaced, all was well. So that was about 6 months ago. My coolant expansion tank failed, it got replaced, the problem was solved. But anyway, a few months later, I started to notice a similar thing happening again, in that I was sort of filling up my coolant maybe more frequently than you should. Time goes on and it gets worse and worse, and obviously I'm sort of ignoring it because it was a massive pain in the arse last time, and I sort of just don't want to believe that it's happening again. However, a month later, my car went in for a service. This is about a month ago, and obviously I told them about the issue and said, you know, after you've done the service, could you have a look and let me know if there's anything wrong? And they said there is a leak from one of the lower hoses into the tank. So instead of sort of getting them to fix it there and then, I decided to take the car back and just live with it for a bit because I use the car every day. It had already been in for a service all day. I wanted the car back. I didn't want them to have it for any longer. However, this time I was too complacent and left it a bit too long because a few weeks later it got to the point where I was essentially filling up the car with coolant or water every 2 days. Obviously the car would be cold in the morning, I'd go and check the cap, it would be completely empty, and yeah, lo and behold, I would fill up the expansion tank with water pretty much every 2 days. So I thought I'd just get in my car quickly because, well, it's pretty much dark, isn't it, outside? Anyway, so yeah, basically what happened is I let it get to the point where the coolant was needing topping up every 2 days. And what eventually happened is I was driving to work. Let's get that light back on, shall we? I was driving to work one morning and the temperature went all the way up, pretty much through the roof, which was very, very concerning because obviously I was worried that my car was going to blow up, and in fact probably if I'd kept driving it, that could have been on the card. So I pulled over immediately, switched the car off, let it cool down, and then limped it along to work. But obviously at that point I straight away booked it back into my garage to get fixed. So yeah, I guess lesson from this story is don't let it get to that point, and I'm sure most of you are far more sensible than I am and wouldn't anyway. And apologies about that noise in the background. I'm actually sitting right next to a racetrack, so probably not the cleverest of places to film. But yeah, obviously this was extremely frustrating and annoying, and sort of in a way makes me fall out of love with the car a little bit when things like this go wrong. However, I'm happy now the car is fixed. So what was actually wrong with it? They fixed that hose that they said was faulty, but that hadn't actually stopped the leak. So what had actually happened is the expansion tank had gone again. So obviously they replaced that free of charge because it was the same garage. And it seems fine now. I've had the car back a day, I've been driving it around, and the temperature has stayed good. So fingers crossed that is the only issue. But yeah, going forward, I guess I'm just going to be a bit more careful with my maintenance now. And the best news as well is it actually only cost me about £130 or $200 in the end to sort, which is pretty good going, considering I could have done far worse damage by not topping up the coolant and fixing the leak. So yeah, all has ended well. I'm happy that the car's back to its former glory, let's say. And yeah, this video really is just to fill those of you in that didn't know anything about this. I put a post up on my community tab saying that the car was giving me troubles. But yeah, this is for everyone who was just interested in what was going on and wanted some filling in on the issue. So yeah, comment below your thoughts, guys. Please don't be too abusive. I was complacent and just probably a bit tight and should have just got it fixed straight away. I hope you can hear me over that, or you have been able to hear me, but thank you for watching nonetheless, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video.